Today I'm going to talk about exclusives. Why would anyone buy a game platform because of an exclusive pre-order item or game? Let's chat about it in the comments below, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmac and this is Feature Creep. There are a wide range of exclusives in the game industry, everything from fully exclusive titles all the way down to the minute extra skin or item for purchasing a game on a particular platform or from a particular store. And inevitably, you'll see arguments pointing to the futility of such exclusives. Marketing is often referred to in business and technical communities as the black arts. The reason is simple. It takes a very specific mindset to be successful in marketing, and the vast majority of people out there don't really understand why certain things work and others don't. It is a huge mistake on the part of a consumer to look at an exclusive in the context of a vacuum, that is to say, without considering everything else that's going on. Clearly, that single exclusive item or pre-order bonus is not going to spur someone into laying out hundreds of dollars to buy a system. As you move up the chain of substance, though, that outcome certainly does become more likely. These system seller games do exist and are one of the reasons companies like Nintendo have historically done well. But in most cases, a single game is not sufficient, and it's safe to say that while some people will buy a system for a single game, these people are not the majority of the market. You will often see arguments against smaller individual exclusives that are akin to, what's the point? Why would someone buy System Y because there's an exclusive skin for some new game? They'll see the ad on YouTube and they'll scoff at it, saying that the ad has no effect on them. So I have a question for you. Why does Coca-Cola advertise? This is a common scenario used to teach marketing students in university. Doesn't make any sense, right? Most people know what it tastes like. Most people know whether they prefer Coke or Pepsi. Nobody's going to be sitting on their couch watching a TV show or game, see a Coke ad, and then rush out to buy a bottle in the middle of the game, right? And that's absolutely correct. But that's also not what the ad is for. When you consider an advertisement or other single aspect of a marketing campaign, it's easy to not see the forest for the trees. Coca-Cola doesn't advertise you on the short term, my friends, nor does Microsoft. Unfortunately, a lot of people see an advertisement, and much like the gamer who looks at the pre-order bonus, they'll say that the ad doesn't affect them because they didn't and won't just go out and buy a product. And the moment you say marketing doesn't affect you is the moment you are wrong. Budweiser is another excellent example. Do they spend millions on those Super Bowl ads so that people will go out mid-game to get a Bud? No, of course not. They're one of the primary contributors to the cultural phenomena that is people getting excited for advertisements. Think about that. People are excited to see the ads during the Super Bowl because they are so funny, so well-written, so exciting. People think about how good the ads will be this year before the game even begins. People will wonder what the big Budweiser ad will be this time as they realize they need to pick up a case of beer for their buddies to watch the game later. And does that increase the likelihood that that beer of choice will be Budweiser? You bet it does. Pre-order bonuses, exclusive skins, and all manner of other stuff that when taken individually is utter nonsense takes on a whole new meaning when you look at the wider marketing campaign at play. Consider this. Microsoft has actually caused a significant subset of gamers to be upset when a game that was previously exclusive now is not. Quantum Break, which was thought to be an Xbox One exclusive, is now coming to Windows 10, and there are a bunch of Xbox One gamers angry about that. That's impressive marketing. And how did they do it? Was it just because of Quantum Break itself? In a few cases, I'm sure that could be true, but it won't be the majority. The entire console market is predicated upon exclusivity. This is an artificial construct that many gamers have fallen for, hook, line, and sinker. Before I go further though, I'm not saying that buying a console is bad or worse than any other system. This is merely going over the marketing campaign and how it has been successful in propagating the popularity of the consoles. So how did they do this? By creating a constant progression of positive reinforcement to people who are on the edge of purchase or who have already purchased the system. Oh, you thought that exclusives exist just because they sell more consoles? No, not at all. The opinion of your friends holds far more weight than an ad. Where do you think the whole social gaming movement came from? Much like the Coca-Cola example, the purpose of the exclusives is the same as the purpose of advertisements when you start to look at large-scale marketing campaigns. It's to keep a product closer to the front of your mind than the back. In the eyes of the company, you just need to think about Coke before you think about Pepsi when you realize you're thirsty. You just need to think about PlayStation before you think about Xbox when you're deciding to buy a game system. The opinions of people who have the systems are actively shaped by being consistently provided added, extremely low-cost benefits such as free skins, cheap Spotify subscriptions, timed exclusive access to titles, free games, exclusive pre-order bonuses. The list of stuff that considered individually has very little value goes on and on and on, and it all contributes to an artificial public sense of value for the product. They talk it up to their friends, on online forums, through review sites like Metacritic, Facebook, so many other places. The construct of System Y being a good system to buy is only very partially expressed by the Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo ads that get seen on TV. A huge factor is gamers themselves and their social circles. This is also the reason why so much money is going into influencers like YouTube and Twitch personalities. Gamers in many cases view these people as peers and in some cases friends, which increases the value of product placement exponentially. You have to ask yourself what the console ecosystem would look like if nothing was ever exclusive. Without constant reinforcement of the personal decision to buy a particular system, how invested in a product would people be? And isn't it interesting that we've never actually been in that situation before? Go back to any point in gaming history and try to find a time when there was parity in systems. You won't find one because that's not how marketing works. The point is to get gamers subconsciously more invested in the product, and you get them invested by rewarding them for their purchase, or at least making it look like you're rewarding them. It's the Pavlov's dog theory of classical conditioning. The reward needs to have a wide reach, targeting all manner of genres and gamers. It needs to hit retail buyers, it needs to hit digital buyers. Everyone who buys a system has to receive some kind of reinforcement, and that reinforcement needs to be somewhat consistent to help keep them invested in the product. But much like Pavlov's dog, who is made to salivate by just ringing a bell, gamers don't even need to actually experience those added extras. They just need to see that they're present and available on their system of choice. These gamers see the constant positive reinforcement and become further invested in the system. It's a very strong, very intentional cycle. It's also part of the reason why you won't see many PC-exclusive titles, because there isn't a single vested interest from an overarching company. And amid that same investment cycle, they are in many cases not exposed to or ignore the exclusives of the competing platform, often resorting to the line we began all of this with. Why would anyone buy that because of an exclusive item? Well, they don't. Or so they think. Black arts indeed. What interesting marketing moves have you seen going on in the game industry lately? I'm always interested to see what you guys and gals have to say. We can chat here or over on reddit.com/r/tarmac, which honestly is a better place for long-form discussion just because of how Reddit works. Feature Creep is a regular show done every week, assuming that I have something to talk about. Sub up if you enjoyed it, and if you really enjoy it and want to help me out, post it online somewhere. That's all I have to say. Tarmac out.